Leader of the third party.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. Yesterday I asked about continued logging of BC's increasingly rare old-growth forests. Today let's look at where some of these old-growth trees are ending up. The UK company Drax says its wood pellets are, quote, sustainable and legally harvested. However, documents from the Ministry of Forests show that Drax continues to source whole logs from BC's old-growth forests, more than 40,000 tonnes in 2023 to be exact. One example is cut block EM807M outside of Prince George. It was classified as a priority deferral area by the Technical Advisory Panel, and yet somehow Drax received 130 truckloads of whole logs from this site. The old growth was then turned into pellets, shipped overseas, and burned. Truly, nothing could be worse for the climate than this. Because of the ministry's policies, old growth and primary forests in BC remain at risk, and somehow Drax is getting access to BC's primary forests and ancient trees. My question is to the Minister of Forests. Will he use his powers to prohibit the logging of old growth for wood pellets?
Minister of Forests.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. More harvest residue and fire damaged wood is being used for economic purposes, such as wood pellets, and there is market demand for wood pellets for cleaner energy sources, and it spans BC's exports as well. But there is, I think, a bit of a misconception here. Not all harvested logs are suitable for sawmills. Some are too small and have been badly damaged by insects or wildfire. Some pellet mills use a small number of damaged, small, or low-quality logs, but that was less than 1% of the total provincial harvest over the last 5 years, leading up to 2001. And in fact, it would not be economic for any pellet company to use quality logs to produce pellets. In 2022, pellet mills paid up to $35 a cubic meter for fibers sourced from residual harvesting piles, or sometimes called slash. An interior saw log was valued at about $132 a cubic meter at a lumber facility, and pulp logs are valued at $53 per cubic meter. To get the most revenue for each grade of log, these logs would be sold or traded to mills willing to pay a higher price.
Leader of the third party supplemental.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. The Minister skirted right around my question, just the way his ministry is skirting around the deferrals that were put in place by the Technical Advisory Panel's report. This province continues to operate as a resource colony, exporting raw materials. We're a company town. They hand our irreplaceable forests to the highest bidder, often multinational companies that take the profit and run, leaving forestry-dependent communities in the dust. As a result, BC forestry industry is in a state of crisis. Yesterday, BC's 3 main forestry unions raised the alarm. They called out the inadequacy of this government's response, which has been to announce small ad hoc assistance programs delivered with little attention to the need for an overall strategy to sustain the industry. Experts and advocates have been clear on what's needed. Why has the province failed to listen? My question is to the Minister of Forests. We need value-added manufacturing for BC's forests, not more wood pellets and shuttered mills. Why are our primary forests being cut down and turned into wood pellets when this government promised a paradigm shift and a value-added forestry industry?
Minister of Forests.
Thank you very much to the member for the question. Yesterday, there indeed was a forest summit hosted by 3 forest unions. The Premier spoke there, I spoke there, and the Minister for Sustainable Forest Innovation also spoke there. They've produced a report which offers some, I think, very real solutions. They are solutions-oriented. We will study that report and follow up. But let me say that in dealing particularly with value-added, we have initiated a new program that will give special access to Crown timber to value-added companies, and to them alone. Others will be not permitted to bid on that timber. And the value-added program is expanded. It's been well received by the value-added sector, and indeed it will generate the kind of jobs of value-added products that are destined for use in British Columbia and North America and for export overseas. And we think that's a very valuable addition to the forest industry in British Columbia.
Thank you.